Hello, everyone. This is Asian Anthony here. Today, we're going to talk about why I think Yangon is the new Bangkok. First, let me just say the obvious. Yangon is safe. There is nothing to be afraid of. Okay, I live and work here, and I don't live in a touristy area, but I will say that I haven't even seen a police officer in my neighborhood. Not even a police officer. Unless you're downtown, it's rare to see the police, let alone the military, let alone any type of clashes. It is safe. The reason why I think Yangon is the new Bangkok is because Thailand seems that they're done with the whole foreigner thing. Now, they can't actually kick out all the foreigners because they truly need it for tourism, but they are trying to cut back on the type of foreigner that's coming and the duration of the stay that the foreigner is staying there. And this has been reflected in the new visa laws, such that before a lot of people can get 60, 90 days stays, now they're cutting it back. Okay. In Yangon, I have a special visa, so I can't really comment on that. But so I am here in Yangon and I am safe. Okay. One of the things that strikes me immediately when I came here is that the cultural sites here are far more breathtaking, make you want to stop and take a picture. And I am not the take a picture tourist type of guy. Okay. Another thing, okay, the degree of freedom that I feel here is superior to the degree of freedom I feel in Thailand, because in Thailand they have a lot more police officers. There's a lot more checkpoints. They may stop you to the breathalyzer. And let's be honest, the police are very corrupt there. Not all of them, but the police are very corrupt there. It's not at all odd for you to pay a bribe, okay? It's not at all odd for you to be scammed by a taxi driver, et cetera, et cetera. You don't get that here because they are not as used to seeing foreigners. So they're very excited to see foreigners, and they're less likely to scam them because that's just not in their ethos yet. Because they're not in the same league as Bangkok currently. Another thing, because of the lack of tourism they get here, you can meet a man or a woman here, and you can have more of an authentic connection because there is not this there's not this pay to play expectation that you see in Thailand. For example, I lived in Pattaya, worked in Pattaya, by the way. It wasn't, I was working. I worked in Pattaya, and when I was in Pattaya, this was maybe 4 years ago, I lived there. No, it was like 3 years ago I lived there. Uh, it was about 50% foreigner. So how is it Thailand? Well, it's 50-50. It's just as much not Thailand as it was Thailand. Okay, and this is what's reflected in the education system, in the stores, and the people you would meet in the streets, et cetera, et cetera. Also in Thailand, I did notice, okay, that there was violence. If you live in Thailand, you're not a tourist, there's violence. People fight, and people do have guns. Don't think that people don't have guns. I worked in Thailand, big city, small city, north, south, central. Okay, I remember there was a school shooting when I lived there before. I even seen a kid pull a gun on somebody. I saw this from my window. Pull a gun on somebody over what I found out later was a woman. The Thai people can fight, and they will fight. They will jump you, and this is a lot of times because they're just fed up with the foreigner there. Especially the guys there. They're over it. And I 100% agree with them. 100% agree. Thailand has been taken over by non-Thai people, for better or for worse. And it seems that that country is starting to wake up to that. And I also think that Yangon is what people imagine from America. When you're from America like me, or from the West, when you think about Southeast Asia, the image that you're thinking of is not Thailand. You're not thinking about a place where everything is very industrialized and there are, other Americans everywhere. No, you're thinking about a place that's far more humble, far more cultural, far more rich in history. And that is what you get in Yangon. Okay, I'm not saying Thailand doesn't have that. Okay, I've lived in Lopburi, I lived in Khon Kaen, I lived in Chiang Rai, not Chiang Rai. I lived in Trang, Trang. I lived in Krabi, and of course, I lived in Bangkok. And I say this from experience. Also, Yangon is more affordable, which means it's more fun because the farther your dollar goes or your euro goes, the more you can do, the more fun you can have. And I think that is another big difference between it because in Yangon I feel like I can do anything, but I'm not going to paint everything like it's perfect here. Okay, first and foremost, I'm going to show you where I live. Okay, I'm going to show you where I live. It's big, it's beautiful, but okay, this is where I live. Okay, beautiful home. Okay, but notice the barbed wire. Why is there barbed wire? Okay, it's visually scary. Okay, uh, so I don't know about that. I just came here and it was just the barbed wire was here, and also there is actually a curfew. Now, who told me about this curfew? It's just like my coworkers told me about the curfew. I don't know what happens if you stay out past curfew. I've never tried it, okay, to be 100% honest with you, because, my house is big, so I can invite people over. We can have fun here. It's never really been a problem. But I will say that there is a curfew, and if I'm not mistaken, the curfew is either 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, something like that. I don't know who's enforcing this curfew, if it's past, I have walked past, I have left past midnight in the middle of the night, walked to the store, come right back, but I've never like went outside. Um, I'm not saying people don't do it, you know. I'm just saying I haven't done it yet. So let's get a better look at this barbed wire. Okay, that's barbed wire around this very beautiful home. I love it. Very blessed to stay here. Okay, so it's not perfect. Okay, and there's a lot to go, and there is some situation going on here. I don't know anything about it. The people don't want to talk to me about it. They're not telling me about it. I'm completely unaffected here. But I will say this: even with the current political situation here, still less corrupt than Thailand. Yes, still less corrupt than Thailand. If you live in Thailand, you know that it is a pay to play in every direction, from government documents all the way down to the police officer on the corner who's about to breathalyze you and is threatened after he sees you drink 2 beers and get on your motorbike. Okay, and there also is another thing that I have to say about Myanmar is the people here don't really drive motorbikes. It's a car country, and so I don't have a motorbike. I don't have a car, and I don't have a license here. I doubt that I ever get one, just because of the nature of me being a foreigner. It's probably very difficult to get, to be honest with you. So I do take taxis. They have Grab here, and yeah, so it's not perfect, but after living in both countries, and I'm ASEAN Anthony. I've lived in pretty much all of the ASEAN countries except Singapore, and I can say that I prefer it here. I'm safer in Yangon than I am in Bangkok. Okay, and it's cheaper in Yangon, and I find the dating scene to be far more approachable for somebody like me who has authentic goals. I'm not out here trying to go to Nana Plaza. Okay, if you know, I'm not out here trying to I'm not trying to pay to play. All right, I live here. I'm not a tourist. I have to make actual friends with men and women, and I have to make when I meet somebody, I have to try to make genuine connections with them. And in Thailand, it's a lot of pay to play. Over here, it's just play. Okay, and that's exactly what I do. I work hard and I play hard, and that's my opinion.